Makes his move. Pocket pass. It's denied by Sharp. Push up the floor by Playtech. Kick. The jumper goes.
Travis's brother, who was a 1,000-point scorer for Michigan State, that family was here in Indianapolis in 2015 when the Spartans were in the Final Four, and they certainly celebrated. It continues on today.
Recruiting process under Bo Ryan, but it was his first class, and now they're seniors trying to make their mark in the NCAA tournament for one final time potentially. Sharp attacks the rim.
Pretty strong box out there by Day'Ron Sharp. Just pushed Popovica, wedged him underneath the basket.
Baseline jumper will go down for it. Trey Wirtz called for the charge. Carolina ball with an early 2-point lead. First, as you can see. Just about any rebounding stat you can find, they're right up there near or at the top.
Yeah, their offensive rebounding, they're #1 in the country. Second is Houston. And there you see, that was the year the Irish almost took out Kentucky. Yeah. They had a shot to win the game. And I believe the Elite Eight.
Yes. Sharp inside again. He's just too strong. Goodwin lays it in.
Looked like he got hit as well. There was no call, but you know, North Carolina's had their way with the offensive glass, and they're having their way in transition right now. They're in high school.
Yeah, that's right.
All by yourself.
That's right. Picking up the phone to make sure there's a dial tone. And we got 2 more coming tomorrow. And Sean McDonough and Corey Alexander have 2 more games coming during the day. Quarterfinal Thursday at the ACC tournament tomorrow. Walton for 3.
Wow, that's his first one, I think. Doors as you go through it. Another block for Kessler.
That's at least 5 right now for Walker Kessler. Carolina's on a 24, make it a 26. The easy layup.
And Matthew Hurt drawing Day'Ron Sharp away from the basket. The lane was wide open because Armando Bacot had to be guarding the post, Mark Williams.
Bacot goes right into the chest of for a proud 4-year player, terrific senior, and good to see him getting a chance to get back in there on this kind of a day.
A little bit ginger in his first movements on it, but not surprised he's fighting through it.
And knocks down a jumper. That didn't. Now Stewart's trying to do it. He's probably been the best Blue Devil to this point of the night.
So good with that floater. Not an easy shot. Good floater.
And the best shooter on this Tar Heel.
That shot. And he is playing with a ton of confidence in this game.
A guy who was not really a point guard in high school, he was a scorer. He's had to take on, and knew he was taking on, point guard responsibilities when he committed to North Carolina. The kick to Brooks, 19-footer, banks it in.
Turnover. So if Duke can get a few stops, a few scores, and get it under 10, they've got a ball game. Now Duke's starting out in a 2-3 zone, trying to limit some of the penetration and try to disrupt some of the rhythm that North Carolina established in the first half.
And underway here in the second half of our Sonic blockbuster. Nice shot fake and step in by Wolf.
He had 16 points in that game. Andrew Playtech wound up hitting the game winner against the Hurricanes in that one.
Well, I'm not sure Mike Krzyzewski's going to love that shot. A quick 3 from Jamin Brakefield. And now they don't find Walton in transition, and it costs. Illinois in the game before us today here on ESPN with a nice win in Columbus. Ayo Dosunmu back despite a facial injury, playing with a mask, and played from what we saw.
He's working with Jamie Luckey and Clarence Armstrong. Guerrier didn't even go up for it, and that's the story to follow here tonight. He's playing with a very sore left knee, playing knees in their loss at Georgia Tech on Saturday. Jim Boeheim wasn't sure if he'd be able to give it a go tonight, but he's going to try. Caleb Love is the point guard. Kerwin Walton, a 3-point shooter. And it's Garrison Brooks from the day they're playing again tonight. It's COVID scheduling. So easy on the inbounds. It's big.
And Day'Ron Sharp both played together at Montverde a year ago. Where do you see Day'Ron Sharp? Is he a guy that should stay in school, or is he on your draft board coming up for this summer?
Yeah, we have Day'Ron as a projected first-round pick right now. I think if he does go back to school,
come back and help Leonard Hamilton's team continue to build on their win total and try to win a national championship.
But as you mentioned, Mike Schmidt saying that he may be on that radar.
In the Dean Dome in his playing career and hoping that he can get one tonight. There's John with the jump hook, no good, and Baycott pulls it away, and Love pushing it into the front court. I mentioned the Carolina starting five. This is one that Roy is stuck with for a while as Baycott gets the first bucket of the paint. So far, so good for Marquette. The three on the way is no good. Sharp, another rebound for the Tar Heels. North Carolina has missed its first 5 threes. This is not a good three-point shooting Tar Heel team. This is what they do best. Ohio State on the road on Sunday. That's Thursday night, 7 o'clock Eastern time, part of the Sonic Blockbuster. Starting the game tonight, and Kerwin Walton looked as if he might be lining up a three. He hasn't made a field goal tonight. Was the one who drew that foul. Tar Heels not a good three-point shooting team. That's why it's so important for Walton.
And sometimes, look, you and I, not to bring him up on a Carolina game, but you and I talked to Coach K about it. It's a similar issue.
Another turnover in Marquette. Marquette makes the tough player. They force a turnover. Or DJ Carton gets to the basket. That time it wouldn't go. Play tax for three. Who won some games as an assistant coach, certainly during his time on Mike Krzyzewski's staff at Duke, did not win in this building as a player. And this one's gonna feel good.
A part of that, because oftentimes you're in the wrong position on the floor.
Charlie Jones, no. Dre Davis couldn't get the rebound. Carolina with it. Lob to the rim. Kessler.
Shifted to the very top of the last 4 in. So this victory would give them a little bit of breathing room as they head down the stretch in the last 2 weeks of the regular season. Now, as far as Louisville is concerned, what would concern me isn't so much losing this game.
As this game goes along, we could see him in double figures when he got his first double-figure game against Northeastern on Wednesday, making the 10th Tar Heel to have a double-figure game this season.
The week, biggest threat from three-point land. Stuka off the mark, rebounded by Black. Rebounding game and down inside the paint, going to be a really big factor tonight. North Carolina. So far, 11 of the 18 points for Carolina off the bench as Brooks gets it. Walker, Stuka, Walters, big boy Bowden on the floor.
Big time
off
move.
The mark from Walters, the redshirt junior. Carolina out the other way. Black will put on the brakes. Free throw line extended. Knocked down by 11, 265. When you were at UNC, what was your playing weight? Do you remember?
He kind of fluctuated. Started the season around 250. Great move from Dayron.
Telford finally gets that one to go. Had missed his first three of the game. Three-time CAA Freshman of the Week. And that one is banked home. That looks...
Doesn't look like it was a... It's not the way he intended to make it, but he is capable of that. He just needs to get more comfortable with it.
It's a freshman that it was a bit of a surprise that Roy was able to get him to come to North Carolina. Nice give and go there for the Tar.
Like I said a minute ago, easy shot. Looks like he's perfected that shot, and now we got a ball game.
Stuck a 104 freshman on the roster for Bill Coe.
Around the goal.
Strong finally able to get a three to go down. He was 0 for 7 prior to that, but to make extends his streak. 17 straight games now. He has made a three for the Huskies. Walton answers on the other end.
Could provide some depth for them if somebody gets hurt, and also for his growth. I think he's going to be really good.
Nice ball fake there from the freshman. Waga. Talk about North Carolina freshmen out there, Northeastern. And
look, Clark, the little things. You don't see that in the box score, but you see it with the ultimate. Help us donate money. Just go to thinkliketown.com. You can help donate. They got to make some of those threes there.
They're going to try again, and that second one goes down for Kerwin Walton. Now some pressure on the ball creates the turnover. And an easy two.
One of the issues for Caleb Love has been he has filled his tank mostly on the offensive end, but he can be an outstanding defender.
We're seeing Love, Davis, and Harris, 3 freshman guards, all. Third year in a row, Roy Williams has had a freshman starting at the point.
Love a heck of a lot better when you see the ball go in from short range, too. What was, I don't know what that pass was.
It never got close, and it's a dunk at the other end for Baycott. Once so far here in the second half. Johnson, tough shot, huh?
Good defense by Garrison Brooks. Johnson's supposed to be the quicker player, but Brooks wouldn't let him get past.
Wow.
What a catch.
Reducing Joey Baker into double figures now with 11. Daron Sharp just too big and strong with it. If you've been with us, you know it's a good game already. Brooks off the inbounds, too easy. Somehow that ball rolls in.
It's almost like he willed that thing in. How did that climb into that bucket?
Kerwin Walton hit
leading a balanced Tar Heel attack, but he was scoreless in the first half. And North Carolina, the 8th time this year, trailed by double digits in the first half, and they'll try to get things going early, and a 3 right out of the gates from Kerwin.
And right out of the gate, a defensive breakdown by North Carolina. When you know that a young man can shoot the basketball as well as Justin Champagnie can, you do not give him opportunities. And the
traditional start here for Champagnie. That may not be very good news for North Carolina, coming in leading the ACC in scoring and rebounding. 20 and 12. Really one of the great rebounders in America, and he's only 6'6".
Yeah, and he is a matchup problem for North Carolina, who plays 2 traditional bigs, one of the very few programs that do, and losing to Wake Forest, giving Wake Forest their first ACC win under Steve Forrest for this season. And, you know, that's one of the areas where Jeff Capel has talked about his team has to grow up, especially if they want to be contenders in this league and participate in the NCAA tournament.
Tied at 11. Coming up on 15 minutes to go here in the first half at Pittsburgh.
And out of the timeout, we see the zone defense for Pittsburgh as Garrison Brooks. And
Horton giving them a nice lift offensively these last couple of minutes. Long distance, not there. And a rebound picked off by Leaky Black. Love on the penetration with a kick out. Walton will try again. Yes, this time.
It's illegal when they're hitting you with their bodies, because they are physical, but they're also tall, which makes them difficult to keep off of the offensive glass.
Carolina with more offensive rebounds than Pitt has defensive rebounds. Beautifully moved in.
That one, North Carolina concerned, it may have been on the rim, but, you know, very few whistles, only 2 fouls called in this game thus far, so you got to like the pace. And, you know, both these coaches want to see a score in the 80s. Well, preferably they could keep their team, the opponent, under 80, but they would love to see their team scoring 80s, knowing they find success around that number.
Love finds Harris, and he connects. Has on the outside looking in. Who of those do you think is most likely to work its way into the field of 68?
Well, I can tell you, I had Syracuse on Tuesday, and the way they shot the basketball, they looked like a team that could definitely get in the mix. And then the win for them today, a big win over Virginia Tech, definitely helps. They've got Virginia coming in Monday, and so another opportunity to take on a ranked opponent. But, one thing that's hurting the ACC is the fact that
by 6.
And Doug, we've got to mention.
Well, go ahead. Excuse me, Corey.
North Carolina shooting 54.5% from the field right now. NC State is allowing opponents in ACC play to shoot over right now. But he is the 3rd fastest player to 100 block shots. NC State find their way back into this game. It's now a 6-point game after Braxton Beverly continues to do what he does against UNC, which is knock down threes.
Walton tries to answer and does.
See that guy coming over before you even pass the ball. Swing it to the other side and then see if you can repost him.
Right back to Baycott. Turns around, hook shot falls. Great block by Love. Falls right to him. Here's the freshman. Kick out. Walton. Pull up pop. Hits it. Again, only 4 of 24 from deep coming into the night, and yet he has hit 6 tonight. Wake Forest down 4. How will they play with Mucius on the bench is the question. He's been good in the post on defense.
For sure. Backdoor cut. Kerwin Walton had it deflect off his leg. Guerrier scooped it up, couldn't finish, and here's Carolina's first offensive possession And under the direction of Caleb Love, the freshman from St. Louis. There's Walton's first clean look, but Syracuse reacted quickly, Jordan.
Yeah, and you'll notice Garrison Brooks back in that starting lineup. Obviously, he's a big part of what they do. Big coming off the bench, but first this zone.
Right. Stay negative. Be positive, stay negative. That's the way to go. As all the protocols and guidelines have to be followed to the letter by everyone involved. And so happy to be here alongside the Georgia Tech legend, Brian Oliver. Georgia Tech also likes that halftime lead. They're 4-0 this season with it, trailing by 2. They're 0-3 without the halftime lead. Also trailing in shooting percentage. Inside, a strong drive.
Wright's got to live in the second half. You said that last time. Jose Alvarado penetrated, gave him a chance to get the nice little jump hook over that left shoulder. Maybe that'll get him going.
5 points now for Wright. Came into the game 57% from the floor. 3 tonight on free throws. Brooks volleyballs it over to Love. Watch out for Walton from three-point range. He's made 3 of them in this half. Sharp. 1 dribble and to the bucket.
Carolina turns it over. Here's Beverly, a steal and 3. Nobody waits around on this night. Jump shot at the foul line. RJ's early.
Carolina's defense giving up too many straight line drives. The Pack having their way with pass to get to the rim. That one too easy.
Baycott the catch, working on Manny Bates. A nice, tough shot in the basket for the year. He's got 5 early for Carolina. And we're locked up at 13, JC.
I mean, how about Daniels and Davis now seeming like they're going back and forth?
Hayes
no longer giving the basketball away, having fulfilling, productive possessions, which has them now re-engaged defensively as well.
Tar Heels on 11-3 run as we close the frame here. Roy Williams' team wants the last shot. Inside, they struggle. Brooks collects and scores.
2 early fouls. That could look big.
Look at this nice kind of pass play setup screen.
The freshman from Sacramento. It's a 7-0 run for Kentucky.
If you're not shooting the ball, a way of getting your mind into the game, a little dribble drive. Little cross screen, just a great job they do. Saw a little late on the cover.
Brooks and
the others.
Boston floater over Baycott, boarded by Sharp. Leaky Black.
One big loads up, the other's at the top. And Ware does a nice job. Thinking he won't make that. Sharp won't make that deep 3.
Love up top. 10 to shoot for the Heels. Feed into the post.
You got 2 on the glass now, too, if you get a good shot.
3 to shoot. Love gives it up. Davis late in the clock. Buries it.
All crazy things happen right this year.
And every year seems like. Oh, Brooks off the free throw miss. Follows on the tap out.
Got it.
And now Love hits the 3. So the backcourt with Mintz, Clark, and Boston all on the floor together for Kentucky.
Don't lose Platek. He really keeps busy. So game goes sniffing to help others. That slice cut. Look at this lock on the box screen.
Finally, something goes down for Kentucky.
German drive. A great presentation. Rescue.
Can the Cats fight back in the last 3:52?
Team now. He just drove Leaky Black away with that dribble, and Black, again, he's got long arms and a 5-inch height advantage, but he couldn't get close enough.
The alley-oop to Sharp. Nice fit. It's just weird.
Well, for the most part, when North Carolina Central has driven the ball to the basket, they're looking to drive and kick out. You don't draw fouls that way. North Carolina has been attacking inside like this.
The lob again. Kaiser telegraphed that pass. Good hands by Platek. Here come the Tar Heels. Platek for three again. Back-to-back threes for
Platek dribbled that ball out there.
Again, good hands as Love has it to Platek, and this is even easier.
And you're Illinois, you go win that game tonight. You go in there, Cameron, and you win the game like Michigan State did. That's a perception game for me going forward. If Illinois loses, I go the next 3 months thinking, are they really good enough to win it all? If they win, I'm thinking, you know what, they are.
Skip pass, Bohannon steps into it for three. Too strong in the rebound for Day'Ron Sharp.
Brooks runs right down the pipe. No one picks him up. Garrison Brooks on the side out.
We have the real Bobby Hansen here. He's doing radio for Iowa. Who needs a cutout when you have the real thing?
Iowa has stayed in front of the ball, which has kept them out of defensive rotations. They're not the quickest team. When you're not the quickest team, you don't want to be put in a defensive rotation. And Iowa's done a good job of it in the first half. Fine.
Late for Platek. Frederick Bohannon. Two-man game. They've done that for a while. And the rebound for North Carolina. There it is. Great lead feed. The two for Puck Johnson. Your halftime queso burger. Off we go. 43-31. Carolina trying to come back on the road at Iowa.
Have you had one of those yet, by the way, a queso burger?
You know what? I like anything with queso, so yes, I absolutely have.
Good pan.
Oh, Garrison Brooks the stuff. He's got for Iowa on the other end to make it 55-49. Walton the miss. Bohannon makes it a 6-point game. Just when Carolina closes in, Iowa finds the shooting stroke again with Bohannon, the senior. Brooks for two, 4-point lead.
All three of those times they've won the NCAA title after winning the Maui title. So if they win here, watch out. You know how to get to Las Vegas. You know how to use the internet.
Makes it 14-all.
Stanford coming back here with a huge surge. Ron Thompson making his presence felt.
Garrison Brooks to the corner. Nice closeout by Spencer Jones, denying the three from Platek.
The fact that Stanford's right there fell down.
Hamilton and the teardrop, and it's pretty 18-9. UNLV extending its lead.
And Hamilton has really excelled playing for TJ Otzelberger, all Mountain West performer last year, and off to a great start. We mentioned 27 points in their first game, and off to a great start here in this one as well.
Tar Heels missed their first 8 shots tonight. They're 3 for 5 since. Starting to warm up. Here's Platek from the corner. Counting. 18
right now. Wah. And remember, you're going to be wah for the remainder of this game. I have about 200 text messages right now, and this is the first time many of my friends have seen me since March throughout this quarantine, and there are mixed reactions. There are a lot of people threatening me if I don't cut this off, there's going to be harm done to me soon. And before, Tyler Hansbrough was a senior. Ty Lawson was a junior. Veteran teams with Roy Williams have had success. But one of the pressures of being the head coach at the University of North Carolina, you've got to get the best players every year. And in doing so, those guys often go pro, especially in today's age, and it makes it difficult to have them.
I'm going to wake up in the middle of the night and say, throw it down. Just because that's what Bill Walton says and does. Carolina in transition, so dangerous. There's Davis.
Yeah, and that was one of the first things we talked about with Roy Williams this morning, how proud he was of Garrison Brooks taking on that leadership role and using his voice and platform to exact some change really would be a home court advantage for North Carolina. What role that's going to play into these games early on.
Here's Garrison Brooks. This is out of the double team. Day'Ron Sharp backing his man down.
You can't ask for better execution offensively if you're Earl Grant. Ball went left to right, dribble drive, get the defense moving, and the end result, a wide open three.
This first half has really stepped it up offensively.